And welcome back. This is episode 140 of NooBTooB, a weekly independent podcast where Yuzo and I are playing Final Fantasy XIII demo, which we snuck back from Japan, motherfuckers. But we're having a bit of a problem.
Yes, it's all in Japanese, and we can't really figure out what the hell is going on. So why don't you try that menu option over there?
All right, I'm trying that. Okay. It looks like the guy just started chasing around cosplayers with a camera. Let me try. How about this menu right there?
No. Okay, now you just got really drunk and started in karaoke, so that we definitely don't want that. How about that big red flashing button over there?
All right, let's try that. What's it? Ooh. Oh, that's the Bukake and tentacle option. Off. I'm Tobin and Yuzo.
Oh, that's a crazy summon. And I feel like my eyes need a shower. I am Yuzo Watanabe. This week we are talking about Empire Total War, Banjo Tooie, the Final Fantasy XIII demo, and of course all the crazy games and arcades we saw in Japan.
Hell yeah, that was awesome. Our new releases include Fallout 3, Broken Steel, Plants vs. Zombies vs. Ninjas vs. Pirates, and Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
Oh yeah.
But let's get started with Final Fantasy XIII. Actually, first...
Oh, what?
Let's get a word from our sponsor.
Yes, our sponsors are UGT Servers. Okay, they are a server company that actually does a lot of Ventrilo servers.
That's right. So they, if you go to UGT-servers.com, like you saw here, you go to the NooBTooB code when you check out, gets you 15% off anything that they sell, year-long, month-long, you name it.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, it's about it's really cheap. For a 10-user server for about a year, it's $27 if you use the code.
Hell yeah!
Show.
And they power our 100 users Ventrilo servers.
Yeah.
If you hop on, play games with other NooBTubers, you're using UGT-servers.com. So. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. First game, Final Fantasy XIII.
Hold on. I'm going to get some...
Ding. Oh, wow. Support. This is imported. Premium beer.
That's right. Imported into my belly.
As long as it's not fine brew.
Man, that sucks.
Sure.
We were at izakaya. And we were having dinner.
All
and
you
we're
can drink izakaya.
We had all you can drink.
Awesome.
And then it was on the menu. It's like fine brew. We're like, fuck yeah, fine brew.
I feel. I was feeling a little fancy.
We're
at
the
time.
kings.
Yeah, exactly.
We run this joint. So bring us the fine brew.
We asked for 4 fine brews.
Yes.
And dude, we're all drinking. I'm like, okay, this is kind of interesting, Yeah. And they're Ranger's going this is pretty good. Yeah. I can kind of taste the smoothness.
Yeah. And then I was like, there's something wrong in the world. I can sense that my spidey senses went off. I was like, there's something wrong. We look at the bottom. It's 0.5% alcohol.
0.5%. So it's basically O'Doul.
It's basically children's beer. I think that's what they feed. Yeah, Kinder beer. That's what they feed the Japanese kids. So anyway, don't drink fine brew in Japan.
No,
mental note.
It's a bad thing. But Final Fantasy XIII demo.
So we paid $52.
Yes.
Just for a copy of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, which I already have.
Yes, but it's complete. It's Final Fantasy VII complete.
Something's different.
And something different. And something is this.
There's probably a strip scene with Cloud.
Probably.
He's he throws his emo
you
hair.
Think Tifa and Red get some sort of scene? That would
Ew.
Yeah, that would be bad.
So we got this though.
Yeah, so this is the Final Fantasy XIII trial version.
Yes.
So it's about an hour-long demo, and we're going to talk about it. But the annoying thing is we paid $55 for a Blu-ray version of Final Fantasy Advent Children, and what the hell doesn't it come with?
Doesn't come with subtitles.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So it's a product made just for Japan. There's no English. There's no English in Final Fantasy XIII. No. There's no English in Advent Children. So it's basically worthless to us. But it was worth it for this because this game we've been waiting for this game for years and years and years.
Yes. And what do you think of it?
I think I liked it more than you did.
You really?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was really pretty. So it starts out the intro that comes up is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to follow, but it wouldn't be a Final Fantasy game if it wasn't difficult to follow because there's people on a train, and then they attack the people driving the train at the same time that other people are attacking their train.
Yes.
And the trains go off the tracks.
And it's in a city with these rebel forces with the same guys that are attacking, and I think you're trying to help them out. I have no idea.
I think that there's the third party, and you're kind of trying to help these monk-looking dudes against these evil soldier-looking dudes.
But aren't you one of the monk-looking dudes in the beginning?
You're not dressed like them. They got these hoods and shit on.
No, but you do you are disguised. You disguise as them. So but
plot is unclear.
Well, and the thing is, it's all in Japanese, so we actually have no idea what's going on. So my feeling is that they have a black guy with a really big afro, and he has a chocobo chick.
Chocobo in his hair.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
It's very Final Fantasy, but it's cool. But like they're arguing all the time. So my feeling, and I'm sure somebody who's actually played, who's Japanese, like they played it, is going to be like ridiculous. But
you're all wrong.
I think they're partnered, and then she's like a mercenary. Is my guess.
And then there's like this other group of 3 that doesn't seem to be related, and they probably meet up somewhere.
And I think they're snow pirates. Is my guess. Because one guy, the guy was, I forget.
He's a surfer snow pirate.
Well, but all his powers are ice.
Yeah,
so, right? I mean,
true,
I figure like, and he looks like a pirate. He's all kind of cool. He's got the scruff going on.
Like
yeah. No, just like you know, one of the big bandanas that basically covers your head. But yeah, so I can't really get much from the plot except that it doesn't seem as politically minded as 12.
Yeah,
it does seem like environmental.
Yes, I mean, like from what they gave us a little combat demo, and I would not be surprised. I mean, like it's Final Fantasy. Like they're gonna have. Actually, it's Final Fantasy, so I can tell you what's going to happen right now.
Okay, what?
Is you're going to be like a little kid in some dipshit backwater, right?
You think?
I think. And then you're going to like meet up with them somehow. Like, don't you think that, or they're going to start from like when they're a little kid?
I don't know,
they're fighting
dude.
some tiny little guy who then turns out to be a minion of somebody else at this bigger corporation who tends to be the minion of this like world destroying evil, you know, like it always starts like this and then it blossoms into.
But my understanding is like you're going to be playing this chick here with the sword gun sort of thing, and like
you started out with her.
And you start with her, so like my guess is that they're really taking it from the standard JRPG mold of I am a young kid.
It's very different,
and I'm growing up. It's all coming of age, and like I like that.
Yeah.
But
this seems to be kind of throwing that away.
Yeah, it's throwing away. Like, I like the fact that it's throwing it away.
Yeah.
But the thing that kind of bugs me about this is that I don't think I like the battle system.
Yeah, you were telling me before that you felt like the combat. I mean, granted, they didn't let us see any sort of like item customization or item usage. Like the whole thing is just basically fighting our spells.
Yes, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for that. I will still buy it at launch. I'll still all this, but it's just like...
Okay, so what didn't you like about it?
So it's an active battle system, so we'll kind of explain. So basically, you have a very long bar that fills up over time.
Right.
And what you can do is you can slot in these attacks, which count either 1 bar or 3 bars. So there might be 2 bars at some point or something like that.
Right.
But you can say, 1, 1, 1 of this type, 1, 1, 1 of this type, or just 3 that throws the grenade.
Yeah. So what you can imagine is if you've replayed the remakes of like Final Fantasy IV, for example, like any of these active battle systems, each person has a bar that fills up, and as soon as the bar fills up, you're allowed to attack. That's what's happening like Final Fantasy IV. So this one, they segmented it.
And you can queue it up.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of cool. It was really interesting, but like it kind of bugged me. You could not control the actions of your teammate.
Yeah, I wonder about that. I wonder if there's going to be like a menu option where they're like, do you want to control everyone? Do you want to control just you?
Do you think they maybe... Because like
it's Japanese. Like people are so fucking control freaky anal. They're going to want to control every...
But I love the gambit aspects of Final Fantasy XII. The fact that you were kind of controlling your teammates,
right?
And obviously they didn't show us any of that, so we have no idea if they actually implemented it or not. But there was like that. You couldn't do that. All you were controlling one person. And then the other thing was like I couldn't figure out how to target somebody else as part of your 3. When you target one person, you have to use up all 3, which kind of like was frustrating to me.
Yeah, I mean, I found that what you could do is if you wanted to target one person, you could just use one attack and then say go, and as soon as the thing got to 1/3 full, it would attack them.
Oh, really?
So
okay, I
didn't
notice that.
You didn't have to fill the whole queue. You could do 1 attack or 2 attacks or 3 attacks.
So what was the go button? Because I would I would let the bar fill and I have my 3 attacks. I would hit triangle and it would execute all 3.
Yeah, it's just the
but
triangle.
then I would like queue up like all 3 of them and I just would be mashing my triangle. And nothing would happen.
So what would happen is you could only put 1 attack in and then hit triangle.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
See what I'm saying? So you can kind of build up the queue. But you're right though, because it'd be kind of nice if you could have 3 enemies and you're like, this attack this guy, this attack this guy, this attack this guy, go, and it goes boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and that's kind of more standard JRPG, right? Like with Persona, you can like say, okay, go have this guy attack this guy attack this. You couldn't segment your own attacks.
Yeah.
But
so
whatever.
The strategy here ends up being that if you just keep lazily using all 3 attacks on one person, if they die on the first attack, you've just blown your load. Your second 2 attacks are fucking wasted.
And that bugged the hell out of me because like I was thinking like as far as like all the different JRPG advancements that they have in the battle systems, they took that away. Like even with the remake of Final Fantasy 1 and 2, remember it was just like if you had attacked somebody, you said one party member, the other party killed it, like you attack something else.
Yeah, I mean it's certainly intentional. Like they're trying to make you actually watch the health of the enemies and like kind of balance your attacks that way. And I kind of go back and forth on it. I mean, I agree with you that like it does feel frustrating, but on the other hand, once I kind of started getting into this thing where I would like drop a 3-bomb on them and I'd watch their health go down and I'd be like, all right, one attack this guy, one attack this guy, one attack this guy. And I started fine-tuning because every battle, they rate you.
Yes.
And I started getting like 5 stars on all my battles because I was just doing like one attack, one attack, one attack.
See,
and I was kind of fine-tuning it.
Maybe that was my problem because, like, at my point, I was just like, I didn't figure out the whole thing of just hitting it early.
Yeah.
So all I would do is I see a guy, I'd use all 3 and just constantly do all 3, and I get 3 stars for everything. So I'm like, I didn't see that growth
because you get all these wasted attacks, which they mark you down for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So okay, so maybe that'll be a little different for me. One thing I really did like though was that when you're fighting people, they all moved around.
Yeah.
So some of the area
it looks so good.
I know, but not only that, it's just like it's strategic because you have a 3-bomb grenade attack or something like that.
Which takes up all 3 of your turns.
Exactly, but you can wait to trigger it when all of them are together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then sometimes I'd be like, I trigger one guy, and I'd go and I'd be waiting and be like, oh, come on, right? And then like, he would move away, and I'm like, fuck, and I went back, retarget somebody else, and like, you know, it's interesting.
It is interesting.
I like the time aspect of the
And there was one of the attacks that was a juggle into the air attack, but I couldn't for the life of me figure it out because I only got it to work like twice.
So I think there might be a chance associated with it, I'm not sure, but it was basically a certain combination of actions.
Yeah.
So one was like an attack which would throw him up, the other attack would like throw a bomb to hit him while he's in the air. So I was figuring out with a different ordering of the different angles, but like you couldn't tell, you couldn't read. It was like one was probably like hit, one was probably like juggle, one was probably like throw a grenade. Like
it's very difficult to explain how hard it is to play. Like the fact that we can play it at all shows the fact that we've been playing games our whole fucking life, and we're like, all right, I know what this does, I can figure this out, but when this game comes out for real, and we're going to get a nice, decent tutorial, we get a nice, decent, like, buttons that have English on them.
Yes.
Like, it's going to be a very different
We can figure out the story, we can figure out... So I'm still giving it the benefit of that, but the thing is, like, I actually got bored about halfway through.
Interesting.
And I think part of it was probably because I couldn't start fine-tuning the battle, because I didn't figure out that one element that you were able to. So
that's a big deal. I mean, that's a big difference in the play that we had, because I was kind of... I basically luckily stumbled upon the fact that you can use this shit early, and it changes the combat very much.
Yes.
So the things that we've got coming, though, is that we bought for NooBTooB, we bought an HD recorder.
An HD recorder that I could plug my PS3 in. So I plugged it in, and then I basically played through the entire demo and recorded every single second of it.
Yes.
So
which is fucking huge. So I mean, we're gonna have like 720p high def video from this, and it looks so good. I had a chubby the entire time I was playing.
It was like, and the thing is, like, it like if you watch the videos that are on YouTube right now that are high def, it does no justice whatsoever.
This is gonna be super high def.
And like we were talking like before the show recorded, I'm like, okay, this is on PS3. It's just like I don't think it's going to look this good.
It can't look as good on the 360.
I mean, the pre-rendered stuff will, probably, right?
But the 360 doesn't have the 8-core, like, fuck you in the ass engine that the PS3 has, and I seriously think that, like, you know, you and I are both talking about this. I know. We're going to have to get this on PS3.
And, like, the thing is, like, the difference will be the achievements, right? Yeah. And just, like, because there's no online play as far as I know. There's a couple of things, and I'm like, look, if it's going to seriously look that much better. Yeah. But, totally, you know, and obviously people will do the comparisons before it comes out. All the, you know, review sites will look like, oh, look at this, and, like... Oh, the power of this. I mean, seriously.
It looks so good on the PS3, man. It is the shizniggity.
Yeah, I didn't think I would say that.
Yeah. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is that we don't know what yet, but we're going to have some sort of contest where we give this away to you guys.
Yes.
'Cause we figure there's got to be some Square Enix fans out there that are... you know, jizzing their pants like we were to play this. So we'll be giving this away to you guys.
Yeah, and this game isn't even going to come out. Like, this is 2009 on PS3 in Japan. Yeah. So we're looking probably early 2010 is my guess.
Early to middle to late 2010.
We'll have a bet.
Square Enix, man. We could bet over that. It's like, will it come out before 2011?
I'll take that.
See?
You got me last time. I don't know this time. We'll see.
I mean, that's the thing is, like, if they're doing all this stuff in parallel, maybe, but if they get behind the gun and they need to get it out in 2009, they'll put all their engineers on getting it out in Japanese.
Did you hear what they're going to do, though?
No.
So they said that, you know, normally it comes out way later in Europe. So they were saying, like, 2009 for Japan, early to mid 2010, and then 3 to 6 months after that for Europe. Ooh. So they're actually saying they're changing their development process now where they're doing localization much earlier.
Oh, good.
So they're hoping for a day and date for both Europe and US.
It makes sense to me. If you're doing scripts... Yeah. You know the scripts for this shit have been written for 2 years, right? So it's just like...
But they have to do... But the thing is, like, if you're going to release in Europe, you have to do all 5 languages, right?
That's tough.
So that's what kills it for Europe, and that's why you're kind of screwed. I don't know why Australia
speak German, spit the shit out. I don't understand why it's so fucking hard.
Tongue baby.
So anyway, so I, you know, like, you were a little bit down on it. I actually really dug it the whole way through. Yeah, I was very excited. Like
even because the thing is, the other thing that bothered me was the fact that it's just like this one straight path. There was no with Final Fantasy.
that was the same with Crisis Core.
Not with 12.
No, that's true.
12 was like, I am an MMO, I'm going to go hunt shit. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to hunt stuff in here.
It's Final Fantasy 13. They have to have parts that are very open world. There's always going to be paths.
There'll be chocobo racing.
Yes.
There'll be a casino.
There's got to be.
There'll be an airship, many airships.
I think you might be able to hunt shit down. I mean, this is going to be so fucking big. I really feel like it's going to be a whole world.
But part of me thinks
you can't tell from the demo.
No,
it's hard.
You can't, but it's like, part of me is just like, look, they are making so many Final Fantasy games set in this Final Fantasy 13. Like, they'll say, like, okay, well, maybe we won't make Final Fantasy 13 the end all and be all. Yeah. We're going to have a fighting game. We're going to have an RTS. We're going to have a fucking, chocobo pet simulator.
Yeah, they might be spreading themselves too thin. It's true.
That's what I'm guessing. So we'll see.
This could be a big flop, but all
this one won't be.
This one won't be. So fucking good. I can't even tell you how good this game looks. It's just like Adrian was watching me play. She's like, what the hell? Like, she's just like flabbergasted that games could look that good.
Yeah, this one definitely I don't think will be a flop, but I think some of the other ones there's that potential to be flops. So,
and you and I, we went to the Square Enix Museum, which you guys have already seen the videos for, and we got to see about 30 minutes of trailers for all the upcoming games, and there was probably 150 games, and they were all Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy.
Pretty
like,
much.
Shit you not. It was
or Kingdom Hearts.
DS.
There's three Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts games.
You're right. But they'll be like, here's 3 Kingdom Hearts games for the PSP, and there's 1 for the DS, and there's 17 for the PS3, and there's
4 Final Fantasy 13 games, like 3 Dragon. Oh god, it's just ridiculous.
It's just, like maybe they could make these games faster if they made 1 at a goddamn time instead of 40. It's like I don't know how they have enough engineers to make all these games at once. It's
and not
ridiculous.
only that, but they are actually making other IP too. So it's like I'm wondering. Well, they're releasing other IP. I don't think they're actually developing internally, but they have Last Remnant. Yeah. Right. I mean, there's like 5 other different IPs that they're trying to do the same thing with Final Fantasy.
And you maybe want to punch people in the fucking throat.
What?
We saw 55 trailers, right? Did you see Kingdom Hearts 3?
No. Well, Kingdom Hearts 3 is 3 games. It's Kingdom Hearts 356 divided by 2.
But they're all bullshit. Like, none of them are the right game. They're not like a Kingdom Hearts game. They're all like some fucking turn-based horse shit.
Isn't Birth by Sleep? Look, one of them is the game, though. It's like either Birth by Sleep or 356.
They're all PSP.
I thought one of them was.
I don't think so. Maybe. We'll have to check.
One was DS, one was PSP, and I thought that was
the PSP ones.
Shit, I think so. So somebody will correct us.
All I know is that after I watched the things, I was fucking pissed. I was like, oh my god. Put some fucking, put some Kingdom Hearts on the PS3.
If you think about it, like Square Enix has like probably 5,000 engineers working on Final Fantasy 13.
They'll move them all to.
They're gonna shift right on over to Kingdom Hearts. So it'll be awesome.
Yay!
So that was
That was a long time that we just talked about.
But it's Final Fantasy 13.
So you played Empire Total War. Yeah. Oh, by the way,
yes. Diagonal. I mean, I'm still gonna buy it at launch.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna buy it at launch.
Totally gonna buy it. At launch.
But yeah, so this I played Empire Total War. So I have to give big props to XIII.
Nice.
Basically, he was like, "Hey, you haven't played Total War yet." And I'm like, "No, I haven't." And he's like, "I'm gonna send you it." Nice. So he sent it to me via Steam, and I'm like, I guess I gotta play it now.
You gotta.
I got it.
Steam,
and I did.
Steam is the shit. I love that people can send each other games now.
Yeah, and you can get games super cheap. Yep. I mean, like, they were doing sales like $5 for, I think it was Left 4 Dead, or some really big game. It was like $5.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit.
That is awesome.
I think it was Archbox.
Oh, shit.
Or $5 or $10. Yeah, it was ridiculous. So, and I was just like, oh, you emailed, like, you got Total War. I'm like, holy crap. And then I downloaded it, and I was starting to play, and like, I feel bad because it was given to me for free.
So what is it?
So it is from the Total War series. So there was Rome Total War. There's
a bunch of RTSs?
They're strategy games. They're RTTS-ish. They're games that concentrate on both, and you're going to start falling asleep.
Yeah.
But they concentrate on both the geopolitical aspects of basically managing lots of big industry, and then hardcore battle.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about, like, troops of people, and you're, like, managing, like, their position, their formation. You're telling them to march fast or march slowly. You're keeping the account.
Like, the managing their stamina and shit?
Stamina.
Like
and you're like, okay, like, if you're in trees, it matters. If you're up above, it matters. The wind, all this random shit.
Holy shit!
I don't know. Yes. The fact you have horses, you can have cavalry, you can go in and flank.
I mean, for RTSs, that sounds pretty cool if you're anal as shit.
And the thing is, I thought I used to be. I thought
Yeah.
I was.
You're pretty anal.
I'm pretty anal, but the thing is, like,
Is out analed you? Was this game too much anal for you? You can't handle that much anal?
it was too much anal. I was overflowing with anal in this fucking game. No, I'm serious, but like I was playing it, I'm like, wow, like Advanced Wars would be a lot more fun right now.
Wow.
Or like even Civilization, where you have these icons.
Yeah.
Right. All of a sudden you set an attack, and all of a sudden you see swords pop up, and then one disappears.
Yeah.
You know, because like I mean, I'd like RTSs the fact that on the level of StarCraft, on the level of Dawn of War, these games where like you have massive units and you kind of put it here.
Yeah.
Massive units kind of put it here, but doing like down to the level of, okay, I am at 2 abreast formation, and that, you know, improves my reloading musket ability.
Well, but the
and,
last
like,
game you went apeshit over was the
Solar Empire. Yeah,
Solar Empire, where it's like even more than that. You just kind of like, you were telling me that it was
But
like
it's in
really
the economy. It's not necessarily in the fighting. The fighting is still like there's some micro, but it's still just throwing ships against each other, right? There's not really much flanking. There's some, but it's on a very minimal level. But this one, what I ended up doing, right? I was just like, okay, I'm going to send some guy over here, and I'm watching, and it's just kind of really slow. And I'm just like watching. I'm like, oh yeah, they're going. They're going. I start looking at my watch. And I'm like, let me move. And then, you know, the thing about this game was that I did not see what I was doing immediately gratify me in the game itself. It was almost hidden by a layer of like rules and all this anality, right? I mean, seriously, it's just like, and I saw the same thing with Rome Total War. Like, I couldn't get into that game either, and I think it's just more of a style thing than anything else. Because some people love this game, love it. But
yeah,
it's
I mean,
like,
if you always would play RTSs and you're like, oh, this is bullshit. I wish I had more control.
Yeah,
you know, like that's apparently the game for you. You know, Empire Total War.
And I say like something like Dawn of War has about the right level of you know, like formations and having cover.
Yeah.
Where and even Dawn of War got a little crazy with 4 units. Remember when you have 4 units?
It was bullshit.
It's just like, it got too much. So like with this one, you have armies and armies and armies and different parts of the battlefield. So you be going here, then you scroll over here. It's just like, okay, I have my cavalry in reserve, and I'm gonna go send them and flank them over here.
So it's like real war. I mean, like it's like genuine real war.
It is a war simulator, and it's set in. So a little bit about the game. It's set in. Starts, you know, with the rise of the new nation. So you're fighting Indians at first, then you're getting independence. So the historical detail in this is ridiculous. The analness of the fact that you can do the empire, the whole European fighting, and you
so
have
if you're like one of those
challenge
dudes that makes your friends sit through a 7-hour game of not Risk, but the big one. What's the Axis and Allies? If you can sit through the full game of Axis and Allies,
I like Axis and Allies though, because like you get like, but all it is you get a big ass, you get like 50 dice, and you go rah.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, and
you
then
get like the stomping shitstorm armies.
Yeah,
that's true.
Again, it's different.
So what are you gonna give it?
It's not for me.
Yeah.
So it's
no, it's not for me.
The thing is, like, it's well done. It's really historical accuracy. If I cared enough, but it's just like, I'm more of a Civ guy, Civilization guy, more of a Dawn of War, and all this kind of. So sorry.
Yeah, it's amazing how much how many distinctions there are getting to be in the RTS world.
The niches,
what was that one bullshit game that we saw at PAX where like they wouldn't describe what they were playing? And it was like,
Demigod. That came out. Yeah, I'm not going to play that.
Yeah, nobody seems to give a shit. Like everybody's kind of like talking about it for a while, and then it just faded. Like,
well, it landed, and then people were like, "This is kind of boring."
Yeah.
So I may try.
Watching that dude play it was boring.
I know, but they're getting. But like you were saying with RTS, they're getting into these weird niches, right? There's that one fucking Stalin versus the Martians or something like that. Seriously,
they got what might be the worst game score anything's ever gotten.
1.5. I've never seen that.
That doesn't sound like a thumb to me. The fuck is 1.5?
1.5. I think it's like way down here, maybe.
Yeah.
It's basically when we say thumbs out and fuck this game.
Yeah, that's right. That's a 1.5. Fuck this game and fuck its mom. Make it watch.
That's 1.0, I think. That's 1.0.
Okay, so
the last game. You played this. Dude, what better present to welcome you when you came home from Japan?
It was literally the day I got back.
Seriously,
the day I landed on April 30th, and that was the day that this came out.
Holy crap!
Banjo Tooie.
Banjo Tooie. Wow.
It's awesome.
So like, is it so compare? Because the thing is, a lot of people have probably played the first one, like on Xbox Live. How does it compare?
So I would say that what they did was they learned so much from Banjo-Kazooie in terms of level intricacy. So
Oh, all right.
these other levels, you'd kind of go and you'd complete it. But if you think about what you really like about some very complex games like Metroid and some of these other ones, where what'll happen is you'll be running through a world and you'll see 75 things that you don't know what they do. There'll be like a wall with a bird's face on it. There'll be rocks you can't lift.
So they
There'll
up the number?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they'll up the number, but the levels just wrap back on themselves. It's not like, okay, this level uses fire, this level uses this. Every level has everything in the game, and you kind of like, oh shit, I'm going to come back to that.
Yeah.
I have to figure out this skill to go over here and open up this tunnel, get this skill, come back where I saw that other shit. Like, it is the essence of platforming. It is seriously like
pure
it
boiled
cuts
down.
to the root of platforming in the old school sense, not like the Ratchet sense of like upgrading weapons and doing
that's a
like the
little
kind of
different, right?
timing the jumps and
Well,
stuff.
it's the classic, when you were talking about all that, it just reminded me of like what they did with Super Mario Galaxy.
Yes.
Where every new level had a new ability, and sometimes you use abilities from the previous. And like, for some reason, that is like crack to our 80s growing up playing video games thing.
It's something that we were trained for. Like, I think it's because of Super Mario Brothers, it's because of Metroid, it's because of these games that we played growing up. But also, Banjo Tooie has a reputation as being like really one of the kings of platformers, like Banjo Tooie. Sorry, Banjo Tooie has a very good reputation.
So you would say it's better than Banjo?
I would.
Really?
I would say it's better. The one thing that I actually would say was surprisingly uncreative was that you remember. Did you ever play Banjo Kazooie?
Yeah. I played pretty, but I had the same problem you did, where I stopped playing for a bit. I tried getting back in, and I forgot everything. Yeah.
But in Banjo Kazooie and in Banjo Tooie, you can transform. You can find the guy that goes bub-a-da-bub, like the fucking witch doctor. And in Banjo Kazooie, you were like a penguin or a scorpion or this or that. And this one, it's a little bit less creative. They're like, all right, you're a TNT detonator. Guess what that does? Fucking detonates TNT. Some of the things that they make you into aren't obvious. It's a little obvious. But then sometimes it's not. Like sometimes they make you into a little stone guy that goes around to talk like all these other stone guys only speak Stony, like the stone language. And then you get to go play Stone Man Kickball. So there's like mini games that are only playable by certain transformations, and like it just kind of like.
And you see it there for a while. You're like, how do I go play kickball with these guys?
Exactly. Like you'll go up to a door and the guy's like, hey, this is a kickball championship. You're like, oh sweet, can I go in? No. It's like it's only for us, it's like it's only for us type of people. And you're like, fuck, how do I get in there?
And that just clicks. You're like,
exactly.
So would you say like Banjo Tooie is like is there another game like platformer that takes it to the level bigger? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is this truly the penultimate platformer of that generation? Because Nintendo Mario 64 is always
Mario 64
really
was the
up
shit,
there.
And then you kind of get into the different things, like there was like the Spy. Sly Cooper.
Not really puzzly, but yeah.
That's the thing, is like every one of them has a different flavor. I would say that one of the other ones that hits me in this exact same way is the very early Spyro. There was like two or three Spyros before the game franchise went to anus.
Yeah.
Double anus was the first couple Spyros.
Wasn't it Insomniac that did the first few Spyros?
Yeah,
I thought they did it and then they went to Ratchet or something like that.
That would make sense. Actually, that would perfectly explain it if that's true, which probably is true. So I mean, like Insomniac is got this shit down.
Well, they got it, but it seems like they're concentrating more on the upgradability and some of the other aspects, less so on the puzzles.
Right. And the early Spyros didn't have so much of the weapon upgradability. They were much more about a couple abilities, level exploration, like this sort of thing.
So what happened?
I don't know.
Say, what happened to Rare? I mean,
the age ended.
They made Cameo, which was pretty good.
I was the only one that loved it.
I liked it too.
Did you?
Yeah, we both gave it thumbs up.
Okay. All right. I thought that
a lot of people hated it.
Okay.
No.
I thought that you were kind of like on the. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Yeah. That's right. I guess it was like the launch.
I don't finish that many games.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Yeah. So we both loved Cameo. Like I thought that was the shit.
But it doesn't seem like when I played Cameo, it didn't seem as good as Banjo-Kazooie.
No,
I think whatever was in Rare probably. Some of them, that element
moved on,
perhaps. I don't know.
But I cannot recommend this enough. It's like I haven't beaten it yet. I'm gonna. But I've heard that it's seriously like a 40-hour game. It's ridiculous. It's
how many hours have you put in so far?
I don't know. Maybe like 7 or 8.
7 or 8. Okay, so you got ways to go then.
I don't stop.
Whatever you do,
I can't stop.
I gotta
because I'll forget the worlds. Because this is like even worse than Banjo Kazooie, where you got to really remember everything. But as long as I stick with it, I can remember everything. But
so I haven't started yet. So so what do you recommend? Should I really set aside like a whole fucking weekend?
It's not like you have to play without stopping. It's just that you can't go a month.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be like once or twice a week, and it's so fun that you'll want to keep playing. And there's not that much coming out.
Can you play it in chunks?
Yeah.
Can I play it for like just an hour or two?
It's really cool.
Like
Every time you load a new thing, it's like saving. So it's not like you ever have to save. You can quit whenever you want.
Thank God. Okay.
You can quit whenever you want. Every time you get a new Jiggy, it saves. Every time you go to a new world, it saves. But what I was going to say is
64 days.
Yeah, but for 40 hours of gameplay, this game is $15.
Wow.
What the fuck? Like,
wow.
You can't get that much fun for this little money these days.
It's really hard, actually.
Tough.
Yeah, it's like you really do have to go back to the things, and I'm so glad they're actually starting to do this with all of the digital distribution, right?
Yes.
They're actually taking they're going to put Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on there. They're going to put they're going to get all sorts of these various games, and I'm like, wow, I'm totally going to play these games again.
Dude, they're releasing Final Fantasy VII on PS3.
In China.
In Japan only. Or is it China?
I heard it's already on. Somebody wrote on a comment saying that's
I
already
saw
in
that.
China.
I don't know if I buy it.
You don't think so?
I thought that it was announced that they're going to re-release it in Japan. But point is...
But you could get the game, and you can buy the game and stick it in your PS3 because you have...
It's true.
Can it play PS1s? I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure. But the point is they're totally going to remake it for PS3. I know they are! I know they are! Somewhere someone is working on it.
Remake, huh?
Yes.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. So anyway, big thumbs up from me.
We have actually a lot of games. When we were playing in Japan, I was really impressed.
Yes.
So I know some of you people are like, well, it's all the various things, but we want to touch a little bit on the various games that we played.
Yeah.
The first one's a little weird.
Yes. So there's this game called Quest of D.
Yeah.
And what I would call it is a console-based World of Warcraft, like card-based console-based World of Warcraft.
I would say it's more
or Diablo.
Diablo. Yeah.
Diablo World of Warcraft.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's so weird.
It's so weird.
So every time you play the game, so you get a little memory card that keeps track of your progress.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But every time you play the game, you put in 100 yen, and then
200 yen in this case.
$200 yen. $2, and at the end of it, out pops a little wrapped card.
Yes.
You put in 200 more yen, out pops a wrapped card.
And then you open up like, ooh, what's this card?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you can get new items, you can get new armor, you can get new magical powers.
Familiars. You can get familiars that go around with you.
And it's weird because, like, we were saying, like, well, what's this card? Like, how, we only have the start, but then we started getting these cards. We're like, But then there's this little section where you just say, okay, I have 20 cards. Boop.
Yeah, stick in a whole deck.
Yeah.
So it's not like one of these things where it's like, okay, it's got to read this card, it's got to read this card. No, fuck that. They're like, you know what? Take a stack. It's up to 30, I believe. The max is
30 cards.
Yeah, 30
Holy
cards.
Crap.
30 or 32. You take your whole stack, stick it in there, shut the door, and it's like, reads your whole deck, and then you start the game, and it's like, here's all your shit.
Yeah, and then you can go and you say, like, okay, I want to equip this power, I want to equip this power, I want to do this and all that. And basically, you're making your guy more powerful by getting these little cards, and it's like ridiculously addictive. I don't even know how much money we spent on this fucking game.
We spent a lot, but here's the thing, is like, we spent a lot, and we were frustrated because the game is so complex that, like, there'll be these 7 tab options at the top, and there's a store, and there's equipping shit, and there's moving stuff from inventory to inventory. If this game was in English, I'd probably get divorced.
Yes. I would be penniless at this point.
I would seriously be penniless because it's one of those games where it's like immediately you can tell that they just like like it hits everything we like about games.
And it's weird too because we were watching these people playing. These guys are the hardcore Quest of D players, and sometimes they had memorized every level you go because you basically pick a different level. You can keep on going over and over again to get new shit.
And the screen's a touch screen. We didn't even mention.
Oh yeah, I know.
The screen's a goddamn touch screen. So you're like this spell, this guy. So you're controlling over here. You're pushing attack buttons. When people drop loot, you touch it and it puts it in your fucking inventory.
The gold, and you can drag, and to open doors, you got to click things.
Yeah.
Everything you have to like touch, and
so
it's
you're
like
very active. Like the whole time, you're very, very active.
But these guys, they'd be playing, right? They'd be like boo, 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 and just like, and they'd be talking to a guy, and it's just like they would have the whole thing memorized and know exactly what corners to go into to do this, and they would never even die. And I'm like, I can't imagine how many times they've gone through that.
They've probably put like $10,000 in that game. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, like, they're all level 80 billion, like, whatever. But it was really fun. I mean, it was this very interesting evolution of games that I hadn't really expected. Because I've seen the card games, people move a card on a flat surface. I've seen the card games where it's like fucking Pokemon doing whatever. We've seen all these things, but I've never seen this. Where it's like, you collect, it's like Magic the Gathering, where it's like you've got your deck, but then you put it in and you're playing Diablo, but you're playing with other people, so it's like an MMO.
Yeah, and your loot is a physical thing that I can go and say, hey, dude, I really want that life thing because I have a healer, so can we trade?
Yeah, so you and I could trade loot in the real world.
It's just weird. It's just that little extra thing that I think is just going to be the crack that eventually it will never come here because arcades
It's
are
not
dead.
going to come
It's
here.
never going to come here.
Our arcades are so dead. So
it's too bad.
It's just a dream that we have. We'll have to just learn to read Japanese and go back and play it.
And everything was too. So like we didn't know what potions were doing. We were just like you'd click them, and sometimes they'd heal us. Sometimes they'd like hurt people.
So we also saw Gundam pods.
Yeah.
And we actually had I think there was like a short clip of it in our video.
Yeah, so it was showing like being inside the pod,
it.
and it was pretty impressive. Like the screen was like basically full
like a big egg, big white egg.
And you're playing Gundams, and like the thing is, like we were playing the game. So you never played Virtual On, right? Like we were talking about earlier.
No.
So it's kind of like where you're a big Gundam, and you have a sword and you have a gun, but the gun had very little. Like it had 3 shots basically, right? But then you just run up to him and you'd slice him. Yeah. And it's by God the worst graphics I've seen ever.
Yeah,
seriously.
The Gundam
like
pods.
2001.
Yeah, exactly. So these Gundam pods looked really good. They were new. They definitely weren't there when I was there 3 years ago.
They were there when I went 2 years ago.
Okay, 2 years ago. But I mean, like the controls are sluggish. The graphics were shitty. Like I didn't really enjoy it very much.
Yeah,
I liked the idea of it way more than I liked the game.
I think if it was a better game. But the thing is, like traditionally, Gundam games have always kind of sucked. Yeah. Because everybody will. It's just like that in Dragon Ball Z games, right? It's just like people will buy it regardless, so they don't have to spend that much time, really.
That's true,
right? So, so that was kind of unfortunate. But the next game, I told you about this game when I went to Japan. I'm like, dude, this metal game. You're like, fucking metals.
Yes.
It's just gambling.
Yes, it is worse than gambling because gambling you can win money.
Yeah, this one you win coins.
You win nothing.
No, well, you
win coins that you can't take with you.
You can't play with them again.
You can't trade them in for anything. You're basically buying time. You win time. The coins are time.
But they're a physical manifestation of time. You don't understand.
Yes.
I mean,
so in the arcade video, I showed. There was this little clip where I'm like, "Holy shit! You know, we just won all this shit." Like, I don't know. You guys saw this video before where I was showing all the buckets and buckets of coins.
Yeah.
This game was the shit.
Wasn't it awesome? It was a fucking
I didn't believe you. I did not believe you. You're like, yeah, whatever. You throw down coins and attack people. Like, it's still a fucking coin game. But so there's this screen and there's like 10 or 15 little slots on the bottom that you can hit the screen on.
And you have 2 players. You have these little bars, and like we're both playing together.
Yeah.
And we're just tossing coins, and we're hitting the little bars.
So all it is you drop a coin, and it goes down the arm, it rolls across the thing, and it hits the screen in a certain spot, and then that's like an attack, or you get treasure, or you walk forward, you do whatever. But like the whole thing is like you and I are just sitting there playing, putting the coins in. We're like, oh shit! Gold treasure box! We're like dropping coins in. It's like, oh fuck, dragon! Hit the dragon! You know, like enemies are coming up, and it's so silly.
But it's all wrapped around this very basic concept of coin pushing.
Yeah.
So basically, the coins go down, it pushes more coins, pushes more coins. When the coins fall off, you get them. And then it's more ammo, basically.
Right. So yeah, you should grab the coins, put them in your bucket, then you're dropping more coins in.
Exactly. Yeah,
you kill a dragon, you get more coins. You fucking open a treasure box, you get more coins.
Yep.
And the whole thing is just kind of trying to stay ahead of the curve. Like you get enough coins to keep you playing.
And what the fuck happened, dude?
We hit the jackpot of all jackpots.
Ultra mega dragon treasure jackpot.
So there's this thing where it's like you could hit the jackpot and then it would give you another chance to go. And we spun it seriously like 9 times.
Yeah.
And we kept hitting the jackpot. So it multiplied and multiplied. And then it finally just paid out for like 10 minutes. We're sitting there like, holy shit.
What's happening? Yeah.
Pouring money, filling buckets. But the funniest part about it is we won all this money. You can't take the coins with you when you leave. You have to put them in the bank.
And it's cool, too, because you put them in this metal bank.
Yeah.
And then you record your fingerprint and a passcode, and you can get them back next time.
Right. But the bank expires after 6 months if you don't use it. So we put all this goddamn money in the bank.
And we never went back.
And we never went back.
Did you ever go back after?
Nah, I didn't go back. So it's like when you go in 6 months to visit, it's all going to be gone.
It's gone. It was like 180 days. It was like seriously like not enough time. So it's just like, and the thing is, we paid seriously. I think it was like $20 each, about for
to get a pile of
100 coins each.
Yeah.
Right, and then we won over 2,000 coins.
Yeah. So we wanted
him to play forever.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes me cry.
I know.
But anyway, the metal games, all the rest of them are bullshit.
Yeah.
They all look really dumb, but if you can ever find Dragon Treasure 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, if you're in Japan, play that shit. It's so fun.
If you can, but the thing is, like, it was just new when I first got there.
Yeah.
And then when I got there, it came out in 2005.
Yeah, it's totally out of fad.
So they haven't made a new one. And all the new games are all basically ones where you have these jackpots. It's very gambly.
Yeah, it's lame.
It's
like I look at the other ones, I don't want to play them, but I want to play the one that's an RPG coin game.
Awesome.
So we got to skip through the rest of these real quick.
The card games, a bunch of different
We had
games.
some video on there that was a game that we'd never seen before, a punching game, where you strap on 2 boxing gloves and you're like, for some reason you're a cop going through the ghetto and you don't like guns. So you're like whipping up on people.
Well,
like,
you have guns occasionally, which
you
is a
drop
weird thing.
them.
Yeah, you're fighting. You're like, okay, now we have to use our guns, and the sensor thing was bizarre.
Yeah.
Right. But then, like, all of a sudden, you're fighting the big boss. Like, we don't need our guns. We just toss them.
Fuck guns. I got these guns. What up? What up?
It was pretty ridiculous, and it was really racist for some reason. Like, basically, everybody you punched was black.
Yeah.
It was just like, really?
Well,
Really?
Yeah, that was a little strange. So
yes,
we probably should move on to new releases.
Yeah.
So that was our Japan adventure. We've actually got a couple more videos that you probably may have already seen at this point because we're playing them weekly. But we're going to keep basically playing them until we run out because we got so much great footage from Japan.
Exactly, and some of them we might stick on the end of the video. So if you guys have been watching, like, watch to the end. We'll put them on we'll tack them on. So.
Absolutely.
New releases.
New releases. So there's another Fallout 3 DLC.
Yeah, so we already had Operation Anchorage, the Pit, and then I think there was one other, I forget. But then now you have Broken Steel.
Yeah.
Broken Steel is cool.
Yeah.
This is like the big one, because this one, you can only go to level 20, originally the big game, but now you can level 30.
Ah, so it's like, wow.
Up the
it's
cap.
like one of those World of Warcraft.
Exactly. And it's the big one. I think I don't remember how much it costs, but it costs much. I think it costs more than the other ones. And then this also takes place after the ending.
Oh, so you can kind of continue the story.
Yes. So I don't want to spoil the ending, but the ending was like, what the fuck? And then, like, how could they continue? Anyhow, but, like, so just like they continue it somehow. So I was really sad because you got this one really cool henchman toward the end.
Yeah.
Who's badass.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
And, like, you only got to use him for a very short amount of time because right after that was the end of the game sequence. So I'm just like, and
a lot of people actually complained that they didn't see the ending coming and they were pissed.
Yeah.
They beat the game on accident. They're like, fuck!
There's a point of no return when you're thinking, when you're just like, oh, it's the final climactic, blah, you know? So it's just like, you know.
So are you going to buy this?
So here's my problem, right?
Yeah.
I played it on PS3.
Yeah.
I want to play these things on the 360 because I want to get all the achievements and all that kind of stuff. And I don't want to replay
Never going to replay.
I know.
Fallout
I'm never
3.
going to replay.
You should just
Fallout
play
3.
this on the PS3. You should just do it.
But actually,
Because you love Fallout 3. You loved it.
I did, but
you want the achievements that
I
bad?
want the achievements, or I'd rather play on the PC even, right?
Yeah.
Just because PC you get all the mods and all
That's
that sort of stuff. Just like I don't want to, because I've already sunk in what I feel like I've sunk in something into the PS3 version of it, which I know I'll never get back.
Yeah. Because you want to keep like throwing good money after bad.
Even though it's like good, it's weird. It's one of those weird investment sort of things.
Yeah,
I just don't want to do it. So
the next one up is Plants vs Zombies. What the deuce is that?
So it's a new PopCap game.
Ooh.
So you remember Peggle? Remember how much I was fucking talking about?
I remember
Peggle?
how obsessed you are with Peggle,
and it was fun.
Yeah, it was.
It was pretty fun.
I didn't play it that much. I gotta say, like I played a little bit after you left. I'm like, I get it.
You should play the doubles because the thing is like
that would be fun. I would like to try the doubles.
Because dude, I don't know if I told you, but like my brother and sister-in-law were visiting right before I left for Japan, and I showed them Peggle.
Yeah.
At about 10 p.m.
Uh-oh.
The kids were already asleep.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, okay, hey, play the Peggle. I'm just going to keep working here, right?
Yeah.
3 a.m.
No shit.
They were playing Peggle.
Him and his wife?
Yes, together.
Were they like switch off?
Yeah, well, there's a
the
two-player
doubles?
mode. Seriously, 5 hours.
And they're not even gamers.
Well,
your brother is.
Yeah, my brother, yeah. But
wow.
So anyhow, so that's Peggle.
So perfectly, it's perfectly made for distracting family when you need to get work done.
Yes. Exactly.
You're like,
hopefully they don't watch the show.
Your sister's like, no. You're like, God, you fucking try some Peggle,
please.
bitch.
No. I did not say that. So anyhow, Peggle. So this is PopCap. They know how to make good games. They make Bejeweled. They make a bunch of like Bookworm Adventures, which you still need to play.
Yeah.
But this one is their take on tower defense. So you know I don't like tower defense games that much.
I fucking hate tower defense games. You know why?
Why?
'Cause they're boring bullshit.
PopCap will know how to make it.
PopCap, that's true. PopCap knows crack.
They know
crack.
Will
somehow, you know what will happen is that like somewhere they'll have a score thing going up by like 1,000,000 points a second and you'll be collecting like gold coins.
Yep.
Like something in there is going to be crazy that just like hits you right in the
That's
crack.
all I care about. It's
Yeah.
just like, because the thing is, I've only played maybe one tower defense. It was the Pixel Junk Monsters, which I kind of liked. It was kind of fun because it was a little more active, where you actually had a guy who could bang on things to make them come faster, and that's all it took. It was just that little bit of interactivity as opposed to put shit down and watch. So I'm hoping they add something.
I hate that. There was a demo that came on 360 while we were gone in Japan. There was like some sort of tower defense thing that was like it was a Final Fantasy one. That was what it was like Crystal Chronicles.
Oh, shit.
It was a tower defense game, and I was like, oh shit, Final Fantasy, and I played the demo. I was like, motherfuckers, it's a tower defense game. So you're seriously putting down like archer, fighter, black wizard, or something
mage,
else,
yeah.
and then like a bunch of monsters come through, and you can hold the trigger to speed it up. So it's just like
That's it.
done. Like fuck tower defense games.
But if you add something different to it, I will play it because I can see the strategy aspect is interesting, but it's not enough for a game. And then
You can report back on this.
I will report back.
Let me know if it's worth playing.
Somebody told was it Misery told me it's $10 on Steam and there's a demo. So
Does Misery like it?
He loves it.
Okay, so he's a pretty good judge of games. Misery's
he liked World of Goo. We didn't like that one.
That's
Remember, he was pimping that like crazy. But anyhow, so
next, last but not least, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, which is an infamous game from Super No Friendo? Was it No Friendo 64?
Yes, Nintendo. Was it GameCube? No, it was Nintendo 60.
Maybe it was GameCube.
It was one of the two.
Yeah, but it's like a rhythm game.
It had a plastic drums, and apparently it was awesome. I never actually played it.
I didn't either.
Okay.
So they came out with this for Wii.
Yes. And whatever, I'll play it.
We'll totally
I need
play
something to play on the Wii. Seriously, like all I've been playing is Pikmin. That's it. Pikmin is good.
Is it good?
It's really good.
So are you going to kill Pikmin 1 and then go to Pikmin 2?
That's what I was thinking because Pikmin 2 is only out in Europe, I believe. I haven't seen it here yet. So it'll come, and we saw it in Japan.
Yeah.
So I really want to finish it. And dude,
So are you digging it?
Oh, I love Pikmin.
Yeah.
It's just like crack.
Yeah.
I'm seriously like the whole real time, but they took a real time aspect and Nintendoized it. You know, did you ever play Pikmin?
A little bit.
Dude, you should pick it up again and give it a try.
Them.
So I'm going to report back.
Where is that? What's going on?
No, it's an actual full game.
Oh.
It's the same line of the new play control thing where they're basically taking all these old games and doing it, and like I'm all for support of that, especially if it's cheap.
Yeah.
So definitely, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, I'll play, and we'll report back on Pikmin. I'll hopefully finish it by then.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
did you want to go talk about all the Japanese shit they picked up?
Oh yeah. So real quick, I just wanted to show you guys some of the crazy nonsense I picked up over in Japan. So every train stop, every Japan Rail train stop has a different song. So they actually made keychains that play the songs, and the songs
so awesome.
sound like RPG songs. They're like.
Close. God, it makes me so nostalgic already, dude. It's just like I'm at Shinjuku. Is that Shinjuku?
This was Nippori, but sometimes they repeat them. But but yeah, I mean, I got a couple of these. I seriously almost bought all of them because.
Did you see what I got? I got a big train bank.
Where you put
and
money
every
in?
time you put money in it, it makes a different sound.
Oh, it's so cool! So
Yes.
you know what? If you ever go to Japan, you'll actually find that these songs become nostalgic to you because every stop has one. So you stop. You play a song, stop, play a song. You're like, oh, I love Shinjuku.
Harajuku's is really good too.
Harajuku, whatever.
Yeah.
So next up, so for Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, I bought a Sephiroth coffee cup. So this is pretty sweet. So I'll be going to work drinking out of my Sephiroth cup
head
because I'm such a dork. Everybody's like, what the fuck is that? Why does that guy have long gray hair?
Why is that gay guy on there?
Yeah. But.
Here it is.
The pride of my collection.
Yes.
Cloud. So I got a Cloud
Cloud.
action figure from the Square Enix store, and I will be displaying this proudly on my desk at work.
Yes. We should have Tifa and Cloud have play dates. You know?
Yes, absolutely. So this was very cool. I got a bunch of other crap, but these were the things that I liked.
You got to show your
most.
merce, though. You got to show your merce.
Okay, all right.
You got a merce.
So I always made fun of you for having a man purse.
It's not a man. It's a big messenger bag. It's not that.
Bag. So
that's a merce.
So. This is immerse. I shit you not. So I mean, it's like I Japanized it. So I've got like fucking
Very
Nintendo
awesome.
stuff on there. I've got like a little
Dude, you get the Layton on there?
I got a little glowy bomb rocket from Mario. I got Professor Layton, which will be a little bit hard to see, but I got Professor Layton. Got a Black Wizard, whatever. I put a bunch of crap on here, but the point is. I no longer fear the man bag. When I was walking around Japan, every day you've got like maps, you're buying swag, you've got cards to ride the metro, you've got all this shit.
And
it is useful to have. You got a camera, your pockets get full, whatever. I no longer fear the man bag.
But you will not wear it when you are in the States, maybe.
I'll wear it to PAX.
Holy shit.
I'm going to wear my merce to PAX, son. I have no fear. I have no shame.
The utility wins.
That's right.
Utility
I like
wins.
utility over appearance because I'm already married.
Yes. And she picked it out for you.
And she picked it out for me. She did. I didn't trust myself. I'm looking around. I'm like, how about that one? She's like, no.
Too effeminate?
I was trying to pick like the super manly one. She's like, that's too big. I was like, but I don't want a small one. It looks like a purse. She's like, how about this one? Okay. And I grew to love it. So anyway.
Yeah, cool.
Thumbs up for the merce.
The merce? For fucking advocating mercy. That's terrible. All the Europeans are like, well, yes, of course.
Yeah, of course. And fucking Europeans wear fanny packs. They don't even care. They're like, yeah, it's my
That's
fanny
true.
pack. I'm awesome. Someday I'll probably be like, I'll be like 50. I'll be like, fanny packs are great.
Pretty much, because you'll stop caring at that point.
Yeah.
But hey, dude, we have contests.
We do have a contest. Space Invaders Extreme.
Yeah, so Space
On
Invaders
Xbox Live Arcade.
I believe it by this point it's definitely be out. I believe
Yeah.
it came out today or yesterday.
But if you want to play it, we've got 10 free codes for you. We're going to give away 10 copies of Space Invaders Extreme.
Oh, yes.
So what do you have to do?
So you actually have to come out with a Space Invader haiku. We wanted something a little different. We wanted
Yes.
to make pixel art
Yes.
of your own of a new Space Invader.
But they wouldn't let us.
But they wouldn't let us.
We wanted to have, wanted to have fan submitted art, but they're like, we're so defensive of, our lawyers are so defensive of the Space Invaders art, we can't have a contest like that. So we said, okay, fuck it, write a haiku.
Yes. So, for example, a haiku would be 575 syllables. Aliens coming. Want to hide behind big shield. I am a pussy.
All right. My haiku is here. Okay. Wow, blurry pixels. I may be too drunk for this. Fuck me, now I'm dead. It's
Very, very deep.
We got deep shit
Very
going on
deep.
here. So those are our haikus. We know you can write better ones. So what is it? Come to the forums.
Come to the forums and go to the. There should be a big thing in our event section probably with a contest, and
right.
go check it out and submit your haiku. There's 10 to give away.
10 codes for Space Invaders Extreme, which is awesome.
Woo.
So yeah,
Okay.
go write a haiku. And also, if you want to know about events like this, when people are playing games,
right.
everybody's been complaining to us. They're like, hey, there was a Quake event, we didn't hear about it. Or there was a Halo event, we didn't hear about it. There was this event, we didn't hear about it. Now you will.
Now you will. So we actually we created a NooBTooB Twitter feed.
Twitter feed.
So it's @NooBTooB. Just go to Twitter, sign up for it. Just like everybody, like Oprah's already done. A bunch
So
of
just
people.
follow NooBTooB, NooBTooB, and we're working on making a Facebook page so you can follow that because I know some people do Twitter, some people do Facebook.
Yep.
But the point is, follow us on Twitter. We're gonna Twitter every big event. So if you're just bored, you're sitting around, you check out Twitter. It's like, hey, we're playing Halo in 10 minutes. Boom, fucking go
You're
play.
done. Yeah, because I know some people are lazy. They don't want to go to the forums.
Yep.
We recommend to do it.
Forums
but this,
are a little scary to some
They
people.
are. But this is
Twitter's
easy.
not. If Oprah can do Twitter, you can do Twitter, numbnuts.
Yes.
Get on that shit.
That's right. And each week we like to feature a NooBTooB army on the show. Please send in your video questions, reviews, funny stories, or anything cool.
Yep, you can contact us toll free at 888-233-8480. Send your audio or video.
Video, please.
Files to feedback@noobtoob.com. Also post video responses on YouTube. We like that.
Yes, and videos, keep them under 1 minute if you want to be featured on the show.
And don't forget the yow.
Yow.
Bitches. So first up, the first video we've got going on here. Oh, man, they had a big meetup in London. A big meetup in London.
Huge.
So it was something like 15 or 20 people showed up.
Yeah.
So they made a little video about it. Like to hear he go.
Let there be light. There was light. Let there be drums. There was drums. Let there be guitar. There was guitar. Oh, let there be rock.
Dude, I can't believe they got the whole group photo at
They
the
got
end.
everybody.
That's so
They got
awesome.
everybody there. I mean, like all the people that always send us in videos. Some people I've never heard of, which is really cool. So I mean, it's just like we highly encourage this. If you've got an arcade in your area, if you think that you've got kind of critical mass, like an area that a lot of people seem to be talking about NooBTooB on the forums, whatever, put together an event, hang out with other people. This is what it's all about. Like playing games with people, sure. Meeting up in an arcade and meeting new friends in real life. That is the shit.
Yeah, and they like at the end they actually have some other videos that were going on. They like went to a Japanese restaurant, they all drank sake together. It's just like it was awesome. And the thing is, they're actually there's already in plans a Great Lakes meetup, so somewhere in the Midwest.
Oh, shit.
And then we definitely have PAX coming up, so that'll be the big one. But I'm hoping we can get a couple other ones. If we can get like maybe
I
one
keep
around
thinking there's going to
Comic-Con
be a
or something.
Bay Area one, but shockingly, it seems like all of our NooBTooB fans are anywhere but the California Bay Area.
Pretty
There'd be like a
much.
couple people like, yeah, I'm in the Bay Area, you're in Stockton.
It's about like 8 hours away.
Yeah, it's just we would totally come to a Bay Area meetup, but we got to get critical mass for this shit.
Or even California, like whatever, Southern California, whatever, like around Comic-Con, we got to have some more. But yeah, definitely, it's just awesome. Go to the forums, find out if you think there's going to be a lot of people, whatever. Awesome.
Camera died.
Yes.
And then the next thing up is Fuzzy has a Halo Week event that he's put a video together for, which we'll play right now.
Boop.
Dust off that battle rifle, Private. We got work to do. That's right. In the month of May, the NooBTooB community is celebrating Halo Week, a week-long series of events for all Halo fans all across the board. There will be Halo games going on all week. We'll be playing free-for-alls, team events, races, and more. Heck, we'll even throw in some sports with a full night of griffball and duck hunt for all you fans out there. If that isn't enough for you, you can hit the battlefield and strut your strategy in our NooBTooB Halo Wars events. So whether you're good at shooting or telling your men to shoot, NooBTooB is your place to be at the month of May. So don't forget, May 24th through the 30th. Grab some extra ammo, snag a few grenades, and we will see you out there. If you want to find out more about this event, as well as all the other great NooBTooB community events, feel free to join our forums at noobtoob.com.
Awesome. So
Halo Week. So they're for a full week. They'll be playing all Halo events all the time.
Yeah, I know, and I love the idea behind it because they're actually going to take a game and then do the week for a bunch of different games.
Yeah.
So if everybody has the same game, they can all go and basically just play with each other every
Exactly.
day.
So this is Halo Week, but then there's going to be other weeks, and this one they're not like, if you don't want to just run around and shoot people, they're like, oh, you can play the sports mods for Halo.
Yes.
Oh, you can play fucking
or something
Halo
like that.
Wars, like the strategy stuff. I mean, like they're doing everything Halo related so that anybody that's kind of interested in the Halo franchise can hop in and play.
Yeah, we're targeting all the big franchises. So if you guys know of any, let me know.
There'll probably be like a Counter-Strike stuff. There'll be whatever. I mean,
Probably.
like, we'll see what
Probably
happens.
a Killzone too. I was
Yes.
Did we have a late to the party person here? That's,
I'm so excited. So this guy, Hotsumota, was just like, I don't remember what the story was, but a couple months ago when we did the Bioshock challenge, he was like, I'll totally shave my head when it gets longer. We're like, bullshit, you will. Shave your fucking head. He disappeared off the face of the planet. 6 months later, Hotsumota shows up with this video.
Hello, Tobin. Remember me? Hotsumota from the forums. It's that guy that promised you was gonna shave his head about 4 months ago. You finished Bioshock, but he didn't do it. Now, I'm pissed off, man. Because, man, he promised you. He promised you. But he ain't getting nothing, man. That's not cool. So that's why he's gonna shave his head. So yeah, I'm gonna show you right now.
Dude, that was fucking awesome.
Oh my goodness. So Hotsumota, thank you so much for that. Like, I really appreciate people that have the character and willpower to go and do this right. Like, he had a big ass head of hair, shaved it all off, sent in the video.
So we're still waiting on, let's see, Top Hat?
Yeah, Top
Still
Hat.
waiting on, what was that other
Top
guy?
Hat's like the white whale.
Yeah. I'll get you.
But this was badass. Like, Hotsumota, mad props for doing that. That was
very,
awesome.
very impressive.
Anybody else that wants to shave their head, you knock yourselves out. I love these kinds of videos, man.
If you want Tobin to do something crazy, he'll do it. It takes a lot of hair, though. A lot of hair.
Yeah, if you can think of something else that I need to beat, I would demand sacrifices.
Yeah, Ninja Bread Man.
Fuck that! You couldn't pay me enough to beat Ninja Bread. Or the new Leisure Suit Larry, or any of those. There's so many games that are just never should have been made.
Yeah, I know.
So,
do we have probably a couple?
We have. This is an audio. Oh, you know what? Well, you know what? Okay, so we got Thunderwolf. So Thunderwolf.
Oh, that's right.
We've been having a crib contest. Show us your crib contest, and Thunderwolf sent in a video of his crib as part of this this contest. So here we go.
Alright, hey, this is Thunderwolf, and this is my crib. Here's my futon, my bed, my chair, dresser. Here's my desk. Here is my computer, my keyboard, Game Boy Advance SP, PSP, 360, my PS3, second PS3, and here is my TV, 37-inch mounted on the wall. I use it for my 360, my PS3, my TV, and my PC. And back here in this drawer is my SNES and my Game Boy Color. Here's some cartridges for it. Best game ever. And that pretty much wraps up my room.
Wow, very impressive.
Yes, so that was. I'm noticing a pattern in a lot of you guys' rooms where instead of having like a monitor, you've got this wall-mounted TV. I guess it's maybe to save space or whatever else it is, but this guy, Thunderwolf even had his computer hooked up in through this big wall-mounted TV, so it just seems to me like if he's surfing the net and doing whatever, he says he uses it for his PC and he was like watching videos on it. It's like after a while, I think that wouldn't work for me.
Well, I
need like a big extendo arm that brings it down to my level.
I think if you had multiple, if you did also have a monitor or something else to plug into, it makes sense because you could basically take your PC and then hook up, watch your YouTube videos on the big screen or whatever else you get. So I can see that, but
it's true.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to browse
one
the web.
TV just doesn't seem to be enough to fill all my needs. But
I mean, even with the what is it? Weren't you complaining about PS3? Like you were trying to read on the browser. Like even with we have relatively big TVs, right? And it's just like when you force us to browse the web or anything, it's just like it's painful.
There's a new game that we're going to talk about next week called
XIII or
I mean, XI is a character. It's a Roman character, so there's probably
X11
a right way to pronounce it, but I can't tell you what it is. But the point is like that game is an ARG that makes you read websites in the game. And I was sitting there on my couch. I'm like, oh, cool, this is cool. And then I went to the web thing. I was like, do I have to get up and walk over to my TV to play this fucking game? Or I mean, maybe I can pull up.
Were they interesting like URLs which you could just cut and paste?
Maybe I need to check and see if I can actually load it on my computer.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Hopefully, we'll have an event around it or something like that. It's a new ARG in home.
Yeah,
so we're kind of excited about it, but we don't want to talk too much about it.
Absolutely. So, we can play one last video. So we've got Cooley. I think it's pronounced Cooley. So he made a GTA mod just for NooBTooB, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. You spray painted a car. No, he's got cars. He's got NooBTooB themed radio stations. He spray painted a fucking bus.
Holy shit! Is this all on PC?
Probably. I'm assuming you can't really mod an Xbox 360 one. So I'm assuming you play this on PC. I'm not going to ruin it by telling you guys. So check this out right here. Cooley, thank you very much.
But before it would have been one.
Yes.
Right? And before it wouldn't have been like Liberty City, like New York City, where the thing was, like, I was driving around Algonquin.
It's like,
yeah, basically.
Sorry, you were asking me why I didn't do that? That sounds
Follow me into the fiery pits, alright? That's the way it is, and that's the way it's always been, okay?
Cool.
So,
that was pretty impressive.
Thank you very much for that. I love the idea of a NooBTooB radio station where it's just like you're driving around and it's like, he's just like going around, he's got his shirt on, he's got all this other stuff.
Yeah.
If you make in-game mods like this, send us video. We will totally play that shit because that is awesome.
It is what we look for. It's why we do the show. So,
Absolutely.
All right, that's our show for the week. Please check out our website at NooBTooB.com and participate in our forums by clicking on the community tab at the top of the page.
That's right. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, there's a subscription button right over here. Also, rate this video with 5 stars by clicking on my Sapporo junk. That's all for this episode. I'm Tobin Kozire.
And I'm Yuzo Watanabe. Audio engineering is done by Range Ramen Snob Strunk.
So snooty.
That's all for this episode. See you next week. out! So, yeah.
Welcome everyone to me, Hitler. Hitler sniffs the night air. It's a very good night for catching crickets. Oh, there's one, me Hitler. Maybe you can catch it. Almost got it, me Hitler. Almost got it. Way to go, me Hitler. You got one. Uh-oh, me Hitler. That's not a little cricket. Oh, I don't think Limburg is going to be too happy about that one. Run, me Hitler! Run! He'll get you! Oh my. Say good night, everyone. Good night, me Hitler. Thanks for watching!